Welcome, viewers, to the world of Killzone Shadowfall, exclusive PlayStation 4 game. And just want to take you through this visual opening scene here real quick in the single player, just to kind of allow you to, again, through the limited eyes of YouTube here, so bear in mind this, you're really not seeing the game's full potential, but to allow you to see the beauty of this game. And I want to present this game on my channel. It was a game, I've never really experienced Killzone before, even though I've always been a Sony PlayStation guy. My most recent experience with the Killzone franchise was on my PlayStation Vita, Killzone Mercenary. Kind of enjoyed that on my PlayStation Vita, so I figured it's time here to... I've heard a lot about this game on PlayStation 4, about the visuals about it, so I wanted to experience that myself. But really what and you guys know my channel, is I typically play multiplayer versions of games, so I'm not really going to focus much on the single player of this game. I've seen the reviews on it. I've heard, unfortunately, that it's a relatively frustrating single player. A lot of shortcomings in it, but there are some bonuses in it. Obviously the visuals are good, but other than that, I don't know what more you can say about it. I guess there are some good sequences here and there on it, but for the most part it's frustrating, cumbersome single player. Unfortunately, it's the reality of most of the games that we see nowadays, Battlefield 4 included in that. But multiplayer is where it's at, and I wanted to bring this content to my channel because in conjunction with Battlefield 4, I just don't want to focus on one game all the time. I figure I can have the flexibility with my channel to present a multitude of games, and I think Killzone's a nice complement to Battlefield. Kind of a different feel. A lot of things I've expressed with Battlefield in the past, criticisms is I'm kind of burnt out a little bit with the modern shooter genre. So, you know, we've seen it this time and time again with Call of Duty and Battlefield, so it's kind of a nice departure to have somewhat of a futuristic type of shooter here, which is what Killzone offers. And it seems like it's a kind of a Call of Duty hybrid, if you will. One thing is right now I know absolutely nothing about this game, so I'm not going to really give any in-depth analysis or tips or tricks or anything like that, which is something I plan on bringing in the future. But I've got to understand this game right now. So more than anything right now, this is just to show you my initial impressions of the game and explain the direction I want to take my channel with some alternate offerings of games out there, because obviously next gen's on us here, and PlayStation 4, now that I have access to it and the ability to record the gameplay, allows me some opportunities to bring you additional content. So this game, basically, to me, it was at first kind of frustrating, but once you get over the change coming from Battlefield 4 to this, the fluidity of it, and you get in situations like this where you kind of come up behind the team, the classic wind shear move, if you will, on the flank. It's pretty fun. I'm finding myself kind of enjoying it. A lot of the kills, I know a big criticism a lot of people state is that they don't like the kind of arcadish kill sound that you hear, that kind of beeping sound. I kind of like it myself because it allows me to know when I've actually killed somebody, because that's a frustration I've always had with Battlefield a lot of times, is I swear, you know, I know I killed that guy, but it turns out he's not, and then I moved on next target and he's finishing me off. Now check out this clip right here. This is pretty cool. I mean, I just jumped off that balcony, and apparently if you jump on top of a guy, I'll replay here. Apparently, if you jump off a balcony on top of a guy, you automatically perform a melee attack. So I was pursuing that guy, fish him off. I was in the middle of this kill streak, this big kill streak here. I was like, man, this is pretty fun. So there are moments like this in this game that I'm finding where it's high action, high octane, if you will. This is 24-player, what is it called? A Warzone. So Warzone offers a varying combination of games in one session. So you have everything from team deathmatch to kind of like domination to search and destroy, where you're defending objectives, and another one where you're capturing. You saw me in the opening clip going and capturing an objective, taking it back to ours, kind of like capture the flag. So it's a mix of all those, and it kind of shakes up the gameplay in a seamless manner, which is something I like. Because if you guys did play Call of Duty, one of the frustrations and the criticisms I always had of that game was you play team deathmatch, the match goes relatively quickly, Then you're in a loading screen for a minute or two, moving into the next segment. So it was like you're constantly being interrupted. Now with these Warzone games, with all those game modes of one, the game length is longer. So average match is about, I think, 20 minutes, somewhere around there, and allows you to kind of get in a groove, understand the players, get a feel for how the enemy's playing, and then adjust your tactics and strategy accordingly. And you can kind of capitalize on predictability of the enemy players. One thing I've observed right off the bat in terms of the shooting core mechanics of this game, it is a little bit slower pace than, like, say, Battlefield or Call of Duty. And there is no aim assist too, which is a very vital aspect of this to mention. Now, I'm not sure why that is. I do observe players struggling with that. It seems right off the bat with the enemy players, it seems like of course it's still early in this game's release, but it seems like the average opponent is really kind of suffering in their aiming skills with the controller. So I'm glad there is no aim assist, because that was a criticism I've kind of had of Battlefield 4. I think it's too strong. But also I think the other reason why is because of the player size in this game. I mean, you can see that the physical size of the players seems to be larger. I don't know if that's just my imagination or what, but the actual dimensions of the players seem a little bit larger to actually get your reticle on, so it makes it a little easier to get the hit detection on. I don't observe issues with like netcode like I do with Battlefield, so that's a good thing. Again, the core mechanics of this game feel pretty tight. The multiplayer is pretty enjoyable right there at the end. I'm not sure what was going on. I wasn't stuck in something, or I don't know if I was getting some kind of attack on me or what, but again, there's lots going on right here. I found myself asking lots of questions when I'm playing the gameplay, like, what is that? I see drones up in the air. I see little drones following players around. Melee attacks are really OP in this game. It's like basically one hit and you're done. Knife attacks, obviously, you see pretty much instant kill, just like Call of Duty is. So, but I found myself seeing a lot of things in this game. I see a lot of depth potential to it. There's a lot I have to learn with it, but I encourage you guys to try this game. It's basically what I'm summarizing here, is that I'm enjoying this game. I've only played several matches of it. I'm still early in my analysis, but my initial impressions are as good. Some of the map layouts I'm a little critical on. They seem a little too linear, but then you get maps like this, which I kind of like these maps. They seem about the right size for the player count. Again, with PC and these larger player count games, a lot of times it's a bad thing. So I think 24 players is just about right. 12 vs 12. This game's pretty competitive. I've talked with some of my friends here in the PlayStation Network, and there's actually competitive clans that get together with this and actually participate in for revenue tournaments. And one was called TFS, and that clan, I think they were talking to me, that they got like $1,000 win on that sometimes. So it's neat that there are actual tournaments out there that you can participate competitively with this game. Other things about PlayStation 4, if I could broaden out a little bit to other perspective shooters I'm considering playing, is those of you that know PlayStation 4 was very open-minded when it came to independent developers out there, or I think they call them indie games. But basically what they've done is they've allowed the PlayStation 4 to allow gameplay from Blacklight Retribution. That's a game that's only on PC right now. Another one was well, I can't recall the name of it, but the other big one is PlanetSide, which is not out yet, but is slated to be released at some point in time on PlayStation 4. So those of you who watched some of my earlier content on my channel saw that I did dabble in PC gameplay with PlanetSide. I had some, I actually kind of enjoyed it for a while, but again, it went back to Battlefield. Never really took to it on PC that much. Again, that was kind of the interface limitation with it. Didn't have much controller support. So it's cool that you're seeing these games like Blacklight Retribution coming to console, coming to PlayStation 4, and basically supporting the controller. So I've played a little bit of Blacklight. Right now it's still in beta. The main criticism I'm having right now is the controller interface. It has two different sensitivity settings when you aim down sight and when you're not aiming down sight, and it seems like those sensitivity settings are not really that manageable right now. But all in all, I've enjoyed playing Blacklight, so there's a lot of potential here. Bottom line is what I'm trying to get at here, guys. There's a lot of potential with the PlayStation 4 platform for shooter genres. People criticize that, unfortunately, Titanfall, and this is a criticism I have myself, Titanfall is not coming to the PlayStation, so that's kind of a downfall, but that's just one game. I mean, we've got Blacklight, we got PlanetSide, we've got Killzone, obviously Battlefield, Call of Duty, Obviously no Halo, but we've got Destiny coming, so there's a lot of potentials here with this platform, and it runs really well too, you know, with all these games. As you can see, the visuals are quite nice. So a lot of potential with next-gen console for these games to come. Now, in terms of Killzone, I'm not sure. You know, I just plan on playing this game because I enjoy playing it, so I'll probably just upload an occasional clip here or video here. Again, I might get into a little more depth when I start understanding the game more about specific loadouts and tactics, because like in any game, there's still a strategy involved. It may not be quite as in-depth as Battlefield 4 in terms of weapon loadouts and strategies, but there is some tactics in this game. Maybe I can get together with some more advanced players out there and bring you some more tactical gameplay and maybe even a tournament match in the future if that's a possibility. But that's what I want to introduce here with Killzone. Overall, I think it's a beautiful, crafted game. I mean, there are some criticisms I have with it again. The movement still isn't quite as fluid as I would like it to be. Some of the sounds in it I would have to kind of be critical of so far. It seems like it's really hard to hear enemy players when they're in close proximity to you. The footsteps and this and that. I think they could have done a little better with the immersiveness in terms of the sound depth. Of course, coming from Battlefield 4, any game's going to be pretty much a step back. But overall, the map design here is somewhat... It can be somewhat linear at times and restrictive on some maps, like that first map I was showing you, the wall. I was really flabbergasted, like, why would you have only like 2 choke points in this whole map? So it seemed kind of strange. Again, here you can see some of the weaknesses of the weapons, a lot of times the pistols and stuff. Again, there seems to be some inconsistencies, but these are all minor gripes. Overall, the game, just bottom line, does it entertain you? And I have to say that this game is quite entertaining. Unfortunately, I feel like I missed out on Killzone in previous titles, but hope to bring more of this. Again, Blacklight Retribution, that will be coming on my channel too, just to give you a heads up on that. I think it's great that PS4 is adopting PC titles, because I argue that these PC titles need PlayStation more than the PlayStation needs them a lot of times. So, a lot of respects, this could be great for both parties, because Blacklight's been on PC for, I guess, a couple of years now, and I doubt that the player base is really increasing that much. So, it's kind of it's free to play right now. So, if you have a PlayStation 4, go out there and download it and try it. This game, of course, is not free to play, but I strongly encourage and endorse this game based on my initial impressions of it. But I hope you guys liked this video. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the gameplay here at Killzone. Is it something that you want to see more of? Is this a game that you played and you liked? Or is it something you've yet to experience? And try out Blacklight as well. Let me know about those comments, because I'll probably be uploading some content on that here whenever that game releases. So just give you a heads up on that now. And of course, I will continue to bring Battlefield 4 content in the near future. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Winshire. I'll have more content from this, Killzone, and Battlefield, and future first-person shooters to come. Thanks for watching.